Hi, I'm Andrew, your tech expert here at uBreakiFix. Here today we're going to be talking about your cracked iPhone back glass and what you can do about it. The most common story behind that I always see when someone brings in a broken or a cracked iPhone back glass is normally gravity. Normally it falls off a counter, falls out of a pocket, and it lands just right on the back, causing it to shatter. The surfaces that are more prone to break are obviously hardwood floors and concrete, and things that don't have an even edge. So if even there's a little bump that's completely different than the rest, it's gonna crack even more. I usually recommend immediately when you find that you have a cracked back glass to put it in a case if it's still operable and you can still use the phone for any kind of functionality until you can get it repaired. Now, if it's completely inoperable, the screen's off, I recommend putting it into a Ziploc bag just to prevent harm for you and others. My answer would be, if someone asked me if a DIY was ever safe, answer is obviously gonna be no. There's a lot of things you can buy online to possibly do it DIY yourself, but it always risks injury to yourself and more damage to your device. The biggest risk I see when people try to repair iPhone back glasses themselves is bending the frame. Whenever you're trying to take the back glass off, the frame is very malleable and it can bend. And if it bends too far, it's completely unrepairable and you have to get a replacement. The second one would be the adhesive. There's adhesive right here on the wireless charging, right here on the flash, and on the cameras to keep them secure. By doing this incorrectly, you have the potential to damage everything on the device. And the third one is, of course, the self-injury that it could possibly cause with the shards of glass going everywhere if done incorrectly. I did have a customer come in after a DIY attempt, and it was he came in very nonchalantly, let me know that his iPhone 11 was completely busted up. His frame was actually so bent it looked like a Samsung Flip. We took it in the back, we tried doing a frame replacement, he was okay with that. Afterwards, it wouldn't power on, nothing would charge, we weren't getting anything on our amperage meter. It turns out a lot of the internal components were completely destroyed from that bending, so we actually had to let the customer know to get a replacement. He wasn't too thrilled about it, but he did get the phone the next day. It's actually a lot harder than it probably looks once someone brings in a phone with a DIY, because we don't know exactly what's been done with it. We don't know what components may have been tampered with. We don't know how they tried to remove the back glass. Maybe it ripped something we're not aware of, and that's why it's not working. So it's always good to bring it into a professional instead of doing a DIY on something that intricate yourself. The biggest tips I can give you for preventing a cracked iPhone back glass is to, one, always have a case. The cases are there for a reason. They're there to protect the impact damage on the lip to make sure that they don't crack or spider web. The second one, and I know it's a little bit weird, but try not to walk while texting. There's always a chance for you to bump into someone or bump into a pole, drop the phone, and Bob's your uncle, it's cracked. If you do see a crack on it and it's still functional, always put it in a case, even if it's a cheap $10 case for now, before you can send it in for repair, just so you don't cut your fingers. Now, if it's not functional, I recommend powering it down and putting it into a Ziploc bag before you take it in for a repair. Visit uBreakiFix.com or your local uBreakiFix by Asurion store for diagnostic repairs and more. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips about your favorite devices.